Hello guys, I'm Bintang Seja, and in this video, I want to share with you something about saturation. But first, let me introduce myself because I think I don't have one. I'm a CG artist from Indonesia that currently working on animation studio in Indonesia. We are doing some animation TV series and also a short movie, something like that. Stop talking and just do it to the saturation stuff, okay? So here I have a tiger image that I shoot in Bandung. So I will use this image as a reference that how saturation works in Blender, okay? I will jump to Blender. Here I have a image that I showed before, and usually when we want to desaturate an image or even increase the saturation of the image, we will try to, I'll press Shift A and we will try to search for hue saturation value, and then we will try to adjust the saturation slider here, okay? But the thing is, I will show you on another software like professional software, Blender also professional software, but I think how Blender treat the saturation is a bit different from the standard, okay? So right now I'm in the Photoshop. I will create a hue saturations and I will try to desaturate an image, okay? The important thing when you want to see the saturation, you want to see the black and white representation of the image, okay? If I go to Gimp, okay, and I go to Gimp and I go to color hue saturation, I also want to desaturate an image and press OK. The image look almost the same with the Photoshop. And now if I go to Nuke, if you don't know what Nuke is a compositing software that used by many VFX industry. Yeah, see, when I just press color correct and there is a saturation here, when I just make it desaturate, we see the black and white representation of this image and it looks mostly identical, okay? And if I go to like Natron, maybe Natron also like software like similar to Nuke, but it's free. And if I press C and I just grab down the saturation, you will also the same black and white representations, okay? But now when we are go to Blender and we want to desaturate an image, let's see what happened is it is different. See, if you see here right now, the orange color of the tiger is become brighter right now, okay? While here in Nuke or in Photoshop, it's not. See? Okay. Yeah. On Gimp also, it's not contrast like this one. I'm sorry, I think I missed this one. Sorry guys, I need to adjust the Blender to fit the screen. I need to show you again. I hope you see it before, but yeah, let's see the saturation now. It's different in Blender, okay? The desaturation or the black and white representation is different in Blender compared to other softwares, okay? So why this has happened? This has happened because like basically in Nuke or Natron or Photoshop, After Effects maybe, there is a luminance, okay? Luminance is kind of a way to know what the brightest color and what the darkest color of the image. So right now we see the accurate representation of black and white of this image on Nuke. And also it happens on Photoshop. If you want to prove it, I can disable this hue saturation filter and I go to black and white, and let's see. If I turn off the black and white, it should be there is no difference, okay? See? The black and white and the desaturation is identical. While in Blender, if I try to make a black and white or convert from RGB to black and white, we'll see it's different. Alright? Yeah, it's different. So because Blender is treat the saturation by using value, not using luminance. So that's why the problem is when we want to increase the saturation. Okay, right now I will start over to 1, and we are in the original image. And let's see again here. If I go to 0 like so, okay, we will see I'll focus on Photoshop and Nuke now. Okay, and I will put it 1 again. I'll use Photoshop and Nuke as a guideline. Okay, right now if we want to increase the saturation, we usually will increase this value here, like maybe 1.5, and we'll see something like this one. Okay, while in Nuke, if we increase the saturation, like maybe 1.5, the image looks different, right? And in Photoshop, when I increase, like maybe Photoshop using 100 range, okay, if it's something like this one, see, between Photoshop, Nuke and Blender, it's different, but in Nuke and Photoshop it's kind of the same, right? It's kind of the same. Now see, if I increase it more, you can see it. Blender, in other case, it destroyed the color, okay, because while we slide this slider, we see a changes in the brightness. Okay, while in Nuke, if I just grab the saturation, we don't see any brightness change. It's just the color, right? Just the color, not the brightness. But in Blender, you will see the brightness is changed, right? Even if I go to 2, it's making our image looking like this one. But here, if I go to 4, it's the color, the orange color is still there, not become like too red, right, like this one. Okay, so now I will jump to how to correct the saturation in Blender. So by using RGB to black and white, we will try to mix it with the original image. Okay, here I'll put the image on the second slot, and as you can see now, with the factor 1 we'll see the original image, but with the factor 0 we'll see the black and white. Okay, now if I increase this factor to 1.5, we'll see this is exactly the same with Nuke, right? See what happened when I just 1.5. This is different. Okay, so here the brightness doesn't change, but just the color. Okay, if I increase it to 2, yeah, we can see that there is no such a change in the brightness, while this one changed the brightness. So I think this is kind of important. I think it will fix in the, I don't know, if the developer wants to fix it, I think it's great. This is the way you use saturation in Blender. I'm not prefer to using this one because it's changed our brightness. Okay, so use RGB to black and white converter and then combine with the mix node and try to adjust the factor, so you'll see the correct saturation in Blender. Okay guys, I think enough for this one. I think if you learn something from this one, I hope you enjoy, and if you like, please leave a comment below and give a thumbs up for the video. And also, if you want to check out another video about color correction and grading, I'll also put the link in the, just click it in somewhere around here and just go to the color correction method that I'm using in Blender. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on my next videos. Bye.